like it when Twitch doesn't tell me if I'm actually streaming or not in the fucking dashboard. Let's check. Ah, there it goes. Okay. That's probably good then. Don't need audio from my computer. I don't think I have Twitch notifications going to my Twitter anymore. It's probably a good thing. It's the announcements thing. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So going off in topology on this tower at the moment. So first thing we want to do, probably to set up this tower actually, is first off, if you look at the outliner, we have all this funky history stuff, so we probably want to get rid of that, as well as a lot of the things are scaled up right now and also translated. If I click on different objects, they have a lot of different movements and things like that. So what we're going to do is actually just select everything and freeze the transformations. That way, if I move something, like put it all the way over here, I can actually I can put it back by just zeroing it out instead of wondering what exact conglomeration of things, of coordinates and translations and whatever that it was at. And that makes it a lot cleaner for whoever else is working on your object, so that if they mess something up, they don't have to go, oh my god, and go back to a new save file. I'm going to actually create a new project window and stuff because I want to make sure this all saves to the right spots. So this is the slow tower. Yeah, actually, I need to put this one up in the hierarchy. Fuck, I put it in the wrong spot. We went back. So in the models, we're going to call the project tower slow, and it should just write all of these in that file. So I can save the scene inside of my, should go into the scenes, slow tower 01, just gonna save iteratively, and so that way, everything in here. Next step is probably to also select all of our geometry and edit, delete all by type history, and that way it'll hopefully be a little cleaner. One thing, delete that, that's not gonna fuck something up, I don't think. So that, this one can be deleted because it just has transform history, this one has just transforms, this one just has transforms. This group is the one that has all of our stuff. One thing I'm going to say, Zane, for sure, is that you need to get better at naming your objects, please, because it's a lot easier to find what objects when they're named and organized a little bit nicer. So, also they're all in a group right now, which is a little funky. So right now, I'm just gonna review the topology. I will let you probably just name your own fucking objects because you know what you want to call them. I don't. So first thing I noticed, other thing about zeroing everything out that's really useful is that you can move stuff away, and then you can, like, if you need to, just to see other things better, and then you can just put them back very easily. I'm going to group some things just by myself, just to make them easier to navigate. I do not know if certain things are going to be, actually I'll just make them an object. I don't know what parts are animated and what parts are not exactly, so that might be one thing that I'll have to check a diagram for, but that doesn't matter for topology. So I'm gonna move that out of the way. If I wanted to put it back, I just zero it out, hit enter properly, and it'll snap back to where it was, so I can just move this out of the way so that I can see better. First thing I noticed on this, hit F to focus. It looks pretty okay. I'm gonna just isolate this as well. Display, hide on selected objects, and so I'm just looking at this. This stuff, everything looks pretty good. All these edges in here, they have a purpose. Like this one is to anchor it so that you can go down and it doesn't do a weird slope. But on the other side, you have a bunch of things here, and these are not contributing to the shape at all because it's just a flat part. So you can actually just control delete, and it'll delete all of those edges as well as the vertices that were attached, and that should get rid of quite a few edges because they were very unnecessary for them to be circling around there, since it didn't have it wasn't necessary to the actual shape since it's flat. So there's that. These all look like they're probably fine because this is flat. That keeps that flat. Keeps that flat. So that's probably okay. So let's display show last hidden. So that's one thing. I have my polycounts up here. So that's fine. This, alright, we'll check. That all looks pretty fine, honestly. Same with this one, because I'm assuming that it's just all duplicated in that one. These are fine. These, they look pretty okay. 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 One thing on these is that these edges are not necessary because they're flat on the outside. They're not necessary here, or here, or here. So actually, none of these edges are particularly necessary. You can deal with them a little differently. Need to get rid of the vertex. Oh, okay. So this is what I mean by some of the triangulation stuff. So we're going to use the multi-cut, and let's start on these ends. So we need to make sure that everything has either 4 or 3 sides. So we can go from this edge to the corner, and then that creates a 1, 2, 3, 4 side. Do it on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and then this whole one in the middle is also 4 sides, and that cut down the polygons by quite a bit. So we're going to do that to the other side. Okay, and then the side view, we can, okay, it doesn't need that shit on the bottom either, so you can also just split these off into triangles on the ends, like so. And okay, so then we don't need this shit on the bottom because it's all a flat surface. It doesn't matter. I'm assuming that a lot of these edges are residual from when you made loops to create the object itself. So now this is 1, 2. Okay, wait, let me grab the edges. Oh my god, let me get rid of these vertices too. Fuck. Okay, get rid of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These are all 4. This is 4. Everything should be hunky-dory here. So if we compare, let me also just make sure. Fuck, I can't think of words. Hi Morgan, 3D stuff is going on. Okay, back to actually working on this. So this is one of the original ones before I made any changes, and it doesn't, I mean, it's not a drastic thing. So up here on my HUD, verts, edges, faces, tries, UVs, the leftmost one is the total in the scene, and then the middlemost one is the selected object. I don't actually know what the rightmost one means. So if we check this, the total number of faces on the unedited one is 34. And then the one that I have here that I fixed is 23, and that's not really a big difference, but since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 brackets, that means I just cut about 100 polygons from the whole thing. So yeah. So I'm going to go put this back to where it was. I'm going to actually also name the object and say, I'm just going to call it hinge edited, and I will go change the other ones a little bit afterwards. These objects, let's go see what do they look like outside of that. Okay, that's easy, no biggie. This thing, I'm going to isolate this so that I can see it without anything else. Hide unselected. Okay. So all of our edges so far here, they look pretty meaningful because it's fairly geometric. So that's not an issue. I think technically it's more efficient when there's a circle. Let me check how many faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 20 faces. I've heard that it's more efficient if you triangulate them all to a single point. I'm not really sure if that's true, so we're gonna do that for science. So delete that. Just go here. So that makes 1 polygon, 2 polygons, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Excuse me. Okay, and then I don't really need to do these last ones, but I will anyway, I guess. So that created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that reduced it by 2, which it's not huge, but it's something. So I guess we'll get into the practice of whenever you have a flat circle like this, instead of all the edges converging in the middle, tie them all off at one particular edge. So we'll just fix that here. Delete that. Did I delete the vertex that's in the middle of this? Yeah, it's gone. Okay. So we'll just do the same thing here. So that'll... Oops. I did not do that right. So circle it off here, here, there. And so on and so forth. And since we're using Unreal apparently does not require everything to be triangulated before you port it in. A lot of game engines, they only operate in triangles. So generally, like for WoW, if you grabbed a mesh, it would all the quads, they'd actually be split up into triangles. So that's actually not, but that's not, since we're using Unreal, apparently that's not going to be an issue. Display-wise, this looks pretty okay. It might need some fixes on the normals here. There's a little bit of like striations, but that's something that I'll handle when I UV unwrap and texture. Okay, so let's go display everything else again. Show everything. Okay, so this thing, let's look at this. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it out so that I can look at it. Okay, so bottom of this, once again. We'll just delete these and basically redraw the edges to any given, oops, I missed, any given vertex.